Today we are going to uh, start with the CSS font families. CSS font families. Okay, CSS font family property specifies the font for an element. CSS font family property specifies the font for an element. Font for an element. The font family property can hold several font names. Font family property can hold several font names. Okay, so we have two types of font families. First one, generic font family, and the second one, normal font family. Okay, so these are the two types of font families available in CSS. Generic font family means a group of font families with a similar look. So like serif and monospace. Serif or monospace. And the font family means a specific font family. Font family is a specific font family like a Times New Roman or Arial or Calibri, so like that. Times New Roman or Arial or Calibri. Okay, specific font families, specific font types. So these are the two types of font families available. So for example, so create an HTML form. Okay, so here we have two paragraphs with different content. Okay, two paragraphs. This is our sample paragraph. So this is one paragraph, and this is our second paragraph. The two paragraphs is there. So for the two paragraphs, we can specify two different font families. So ID, paragraph ID, first paragraph P1 and second paragraph ID is P2. So you use style tag and hash symbol P1. First paragraph font family like a Times New Roman, uh, serif, monospace. Okay, this is for paragraph 1. and paragraph 2 font family Calibri or Times New Roman. So these are the two font families. Okay, if browser doesn't support to this font family, again it will goes to second one. Okay, and same like this first one also. So if you run this example, two paragraphs with the two different font styles. Okay, so first one serif, and the second one is Calibri or Times New Roman. So go to inspect and you can check here. First one serif and monospace, and second paragraph Calibri and Times New Roman. So this is the font family. Okay, use font family property to specify font styles. And the second one, next concept is CSS comments. CSS comments. CSS comments are used to include a code description. Comments are used to include code description, or if you don't want to if you don't want to use some block of use some block of code, some block of CSS code. Okay, you can put that code in comments so that browser browser uh, will not execute. Okay, browser will not execute or browser will not display that code. So comment syntax is syntax. Uh, you can use that comment like a slash star. Okay, start with slash star and end with star slash. Okay, so this is the comment syntax. So for example, so we have this example and color dark gray and font size 22 pixels. Okay, so for this first one, so we have uh, two properties, color and font size property. So if you refresh this, okay, so this is the output for this CSS properties. And now I don't want to execute. I don't want to run these two CSS properties. Okay, color and font size. I can use this comment here. Okay, so like this you can put the CSS code in comments, so that browser will not execute these two CSS properties. Okay, and if you need these two properties in later, you can uncomment this. Okay, so by removing these comments, you can use. So this is the CSS comments, and use these comments to include code description. So like slash star below property is for apply font style. Okay, so like this we can include code description. So this is the CSS comments. And next one is CSS background property. CSS background property. CSS background properties are used to define background effects on HTML elements. CSS background property properties are used to define background effects on HTML elements. Okay, so we have the background properties like first one, background color, and second one, background image, and third one, background repeat, and the fourth one, background attachment, and the fifth one, background position. Okay, so these are the 5 background properties. Okay, background color, background image, background repeat, background attachment, and background position. Okay, these are the 5 properties of background short-term property. So this background color property is used to apply background color for the HTML elements, and background image property is used to apply background image. Okay, background image to the HTML elements, and this repeat and attachment properties are used to. So background repeat property is used to. Okay, if you want to repeat the image, okay, you can repeat. Otherwise, you can restrict the image with no repeat property, and background attachment and background position. So like so you can arrange the position for the background image. So add one HTML form. Background. So take one div tag. Okay, and some content to display in div tag. Okay, this is our content in div tag. ID equal to div1. So apply some CSS properties for div1. So first use style tag, div1, div height, (300 pixels) and width also 300 pixels, and I want to apply background color for div. So we can use this color, red color. Next to text color, white color. Okay, this is our CSS properties. So now run this example. You can see background color is red color. Okay, with the help of background color CSS property. Okay, so we can use this property like this to apply background color for the HTML elements. Next one is background image. So take another div tag. Okay, div2 and write some CSS properties with the same like this. For this div2 we can use background image. Okay, background image property. So we don't have any image in our project folder, so we can copy the some image. Okay, so this is our image, so copy this image into our project folder. Okay, IBM AX is the image. So now use background image and URL IBM AX dot png. Okay, so this is background image property. So now run this example. Okay, for second div, background image and the text content is displaying. So this is first div and this is second div, and you can observe here background image is repeated. Okay, you can see IBM AX and IBM AX image is repeating. So we can restrict this image, so without repeat. Use background repeat property and no repeat. Okay, and next one, background size is 100%. So now the background is image is fixed to that image, fixed to that div tag. So now image is not repeating. Okay, so image background color and background image and background repeat. So these three properties are completed. And next, background attachment and background position. These two are your assignment. Okay, so do one example using these two properties. So this is our task for today. And here, so we use separate properties: background image, background repeat, and size. Okay, so in real time applications, don't write like this. Okay, so you try to decrease the code, so that comment this and use only background short term property. Okay, don't use image, repeat, size like this. only background image, background property, and URL IBM ax.png and no repeat 100%. So now refresh this example. Okay, this is one like total image, total div tag. Okay, so height is 154 pixels. Okay, you can test the code here and update these modifications in your version CSS code. So now refresh this once again. So this is the short-term property of background. Okay, use only one statement to apply all these things. 3. Okay, background image and background size and no repeat. So this is called short-term property. Don't use separately. Next one is uh, border styles. CSS border styles. Using CSS border style property, using CSS border style property, we can apply different border styles. Border styles to HTML elements. HTML elements. So border styles are 9 types. So first one, dotted border. Second one, dashed border. Third one, dotted, dashed and solid border style. And fourth one, dashed, solid and double. Okay, double line border. And these four are normal border styles. Okay, dotted, dashed, solid and double. These four are normal border styles. And fifth one, groove. And the sixth one, ridge. And the seventh one, inset. And eighth one, outset. Okay, these four are 3D border styles. Dotted, dashed, solid and double normal border styles, and groove, ridge, inset and outset 3D border styles. And finally ninth one, none. So if you don't want to apply any border style, you can put that value like none. Okay, dotted border. So it's defined dotted border for the HTML elements. Defines dotted border for elements. Okay, dashed border. It defines dashed border, and it's defined it defines solid means single line border, and it defines double line border for elements. And grow, it defines 3D border style. Defines 3D border style is the effect depends on the border style, border color. Because the effect is depends on the border color value. Okay, and the remaining is also same. It depends the border style, and the effect is depends on the border color. Okay, grow, ridge, inside and outside, and none, and defines no border. Okay, it defines no border. If you don't want to apply border, if you don't want to apply border, you can put this none. So one example on these border styles. Border styles. Take paragraphs. This is dotted border style. Okay, this is first paragraph. Paragraph P1. Okay, 9 paragraphs is there. Okay, P1, P2, P3, and up to P9. Dashed border and solid border and a double line border. And this one is grow. Grow and a ridge. And insert outside border style, and finally none. So these are the 9 types. Use style tag and first paragraph P1, first paragraph red color, or use this color, and border. So we can use these borders uh, short term property. Okay, border short term property, like so we have border properties like border bottom color, border bottom left radius, right radius, okay, bottom style, bottom width. So all these are border styles. Border left color, border left style, okay, border left width, border radius. So all these are border styles for individual. So individual styles. So like we can use short term property. For suppose if you want to apply border for first paragraph, border color, okay, border color and border size, border style. First one dotted border style, and the second one is border color, border style, and border width, 2 pixel. Okay, so this is the individual border styles: border color, border style, and border width. So now run this example. Okay, so first paragraph border style is dotted border and border color and border width. Go to inspect and you can set this border width, so like this. Okay, this is dotted border. Okay, and so we can use short term property. So comment this, and this is the short term property for all the border styles. Border is 2 pixel and solid and space dotted border. Okay, 1 second. So border color, okay, border width, border style, and border color. So separate with space. So refresh this example. Okay, same style is applied. So like this, remaining paragraphs also, remaining styles. So color and border. So border is now dashed border. Okay, for second paragraph, dashed border. So refresh this example. So this is first one dotted border and second one is dashed border. Okay, you can see the difference. And like this third paragraph. So P3 and solid border. Okay, third paragraph is solid border. Solid border means single line border. Okay, you can see here. And the fourth paragraph, double line border. P4 and the border style is double. and refresh this example. So for double line, we need to increase the border width. Okay, up to 4. You can see the difference. Okay, double line border. This is single line border and this is double line border. So these four are normal border styles. And from this fifth one onwards, 3D border styles. Paragraph 5. Border style is groove border. Okay, you can refresh this. Okay, this is groove border. So increase this border, you can see the difference. Okay, that is 3D border style up to 20 pixels. And the sixth one also 3D border, that is ridge border style. Okay, so this is little bit difference between these two. Okay, the groove and ridge. Okay, 3D border styles, and inside and on outside also same. Okay, paragraph 7. 7 is inset, and paragraph 8 outset. Okay, inset and outset. These are also 3D border styles. These four are 3D border styles. These four are normal border styles. And none border. If you don't want to apply any border style, you can put that none. So ninth one. Okay, so for example, we have outside border for 9th paragraph also. Okay, I don't want to apply any border style for this, and you can put that none. Okay, only border width is there, but there is no border. Only text color is applied and no border. So these are the CSS border styles. Next, CSS padding and margin properties. CSS padding and margin properties. First one, padding property. CSS padding properties defines the space between the element border and element content. CSS padding property defines the space between the element border and the element content. Okay, CSS padding property defines the space between element border and element content. Space means, for example, we have the assume that we have one div tag with some content to display. So you can arrange the space between div border and div content. Okay, div content. So like syntax is, so for padding also Shatam property. So we have the padding properties like padding top, padding right, and third one padding bottom, and the fourth one padding left. Okay, these are the four properties of padding. Okay, individually you can apply using these four properties. In real-time applications, don't use like this. Use only padding shorten property. So, okay, to become a professional uh, designer, use shorten properties always. Okay, don't use separately padding top, right, bottom. Like uh, in rare scenarios, if you want to apply different styles for the different borders, you can use these different properties. Padding proper, padding difference, padding separate properties, individual properties, top, right, bottom, and left. Otherwise, we can use only padding shorter property. So padding property order is first top and space, right space, and bottom space, and left semicolon. So this is the order for shorten property. You can give the values like this: first top, right, bottom, and left. This is the order. Okay, this is the syntax. So for example, create one HTML form, padding, and take one div tag. Okay, and apply some CSS properties. Div 1, div height 200 pixels, and width 200 pixels, and background color, div background color, okay, this is background color, and div text color is white color. Okay, so now run this example. So this is the div tag with some content. Okay, and there is no gap between element and element border and element content. Okay, so now we want to apply, okay, we want to add some space, okay, some gap between element border and element content. So we can use padding property. Okay, padding property to apply gap between element border and element content. Okay, space is added, right, left side, top side, and right side and bottom side. So four sides, padding 20 pixel is added. Okay, if you want to add same size for all sides, like top, right, bottom, and left side. Okay, if you want to give same pixels, you want to give same, if you want to give same pixels for all the sides, directly you can use padding 20 pixels. Okay, if you want to apply different values for the different sides, like top 20 pixel, right 40 pixel, bottom 50 pixel, and left 80 pixels. If you want to give like this, you can add like this: 20 pixel top, 30 pixel right, okay, and 40 pixel bottom, and 80 pixel left. Okay, so like this you can apply. Okay, you can add gap between element and element border and element content using padding property. Okay, always use short term property only. Don't use maximum, don't use individual properties, padding top, left, right, and the bottom. So if you want to give same pixel for different sides, you can use only one, so it will apply for 4 sides. So this is the padding property. Okay, so you can observe here there is a gap between element border and element content. So this is the padding property. And margin property, CSS margin property. Margin property defines the margin property is used to generate margin property is used to generate space around the generate space around the element So the margin properties set the size of the white space outside of the element. Okay, outside of the element, outside the border. So margin property also 4 properties: margin top, margin right, margin bottom, and the fourth one, margin left. Okay, these are the 4 margin properties. Syntax is use margin shorten property and apply like this values: 20 pixel top, 30 pixel right, and 10 pixel bottom, and 30 pixel left. Okay, you can apply like this for margin. If you want to apply same pixel for all the sides, so directly you can use only one value like 20 pixel. So you can rename this some margin and padding. Okay, in this example we can apply margin. Okay, you can observe here margin bottom, left, right, top. So this is the short term property. So margin 20 pixels. So now you can see here margin, left side 20 pixel, top side 20 pixel, okay, and right side and bottom left. So 20 pixel is added. Gap around the element, you can see here the gap is adding. Okay, for all sides, left side 64 pixel, top side 64 pixel, and right and the bottom. Okay, if you want to upload different style, different sides, different pixels. So first order is top, second one right, third one bottom, and fifth one left. Okay, this is the order: top, right, bottom, and left. Okay, this is the padding and margin property in CSS. So these two properties are used to specify the space around the element and element border and element content. Next property says CSS display and visibility properties. CSS display and visibility properties. So first of all, display property. Display property specifies how an element is displayed. Display property specifies how an element is displayed, and second one, visibility property visibility hidden property. Visibility hidden property hides an element, but it will take up the same space as before. But display property display none property hides an element, and it will not take up the space. Take up any space as before. Okay, the element will be hidden and the page will be displayed as if the element is not there. Visibility hidden property hides an element, but it will take up the same space as before. Okay, so that it will reflect the layout. it still affect the layout. Affect the layout. So an example on these two properties, display and visibility properties. Display, visibility. So take three paragraphs. ID equal to P1. Three paragraphs is there and three different contents. So first paragraph, some content is there, and second paragraph, and third paragraph. Three different paragraphs and three different contents. Style tag as P1, and color, text color is okay. So first of all, first paragraph, text color, and P2, color is second paragraph, color, and third paragraph, color is okay. Three different colors. So now run this example. Three paragraphs are displaying like this, and I don't want to display second paragraph. Okay. So by using display and visibility properties. So first of all, we can use display property for second paragraph. Display none. So it will hide the paragraph. Okay. Display none property hides the paragraph, and it will not take up the same space as before. It will not take up the space. Refresh this example. Okay. So paragraph is hides. Three paragraphs is there. This P1, P2, and P3. Okay. So for second paragraph, we have used display none property. So paragraph 2 is not displaying, and paragraph 2 is not take up any space as before. Okay. So it is displaying there is no paragraph. Okay, it is displaying like element is not there. So like this we can use visibility property. Visibility hidden. Okay, visibility hidden. So you can observe this second paragraph. So we used for second paragraph visibility hidden. Okay, so when we are using visibility hidden property, okay, paragraph taken paragraph is hidden, but there is a same space as before. Okay, as before paragraph is using same space. So always use display none property to hide the elements. Okay, so visibility property affect the layout. So display property hides the element, and without the hides the element, and the layout is displayed if there is no element. Okay, if element is not there. Display none. Okay, paragraph is not displayed. If you want to display again paragraph, use block. Okay, display block. Paragraph 2 is displaying. Visibility hidden hides the element. Visibility visible property display the element. Okay, this is the display and visibility property. Display properties space hides an element. It will not take up any space as before. Okay, and it displays the layout if the element is not there. Visibility property hides an element, but it will take up the same space as before. It affect the layout. It will affect the layout.